Right now, somewhere in this city, a stranger is rehearsing an apology to you in their head, and you don't even know they exist. Meanwhile, you're still replaying a comment someone made about you 2 years ago, a comment they forgot the moment it left their mouth. Feels insane, right? But this is literally how the human brain works. And once you see it clearly, you will never look at people the same way again. Here's the uncomfortable part. You have spent years, maybe your entire life, adjusting your voice, your choices, your face, your silence, all because of an audience that was never really watching. Not because they're cruel, because they're busy. Busy being the main character of their own movie, just like you are of yours. Let's start here. Think about the last time you walked into a room and felt every eye land on you. Maybe your shirt had a stain, or your voice cracked, or you said something slightly awkward. In that moment, it felt like the entire room clocked it. But try this. Can you remember what the person sitting 2 seats away from you was wearing that day? You can't. Because while you were panicking about being seen, they were panicking about being seen too. This is called the spotlight effect, and it's not just a fun psychology term. It's basically a glitch in how your brain calculates your own importance to strangers. Your mind runs a constant simulation where you are the lead actor and everyone else is staring at the screen. In reality, everyone is running that exact same simulation, starring themselves. Now here's where it gets darker. Even in the rare moment someone does notice you, judge you, whisper about you, that judgment survives in their head for what, 3 seconds? 5? Then their brain snaps back to their own rent, their own relationship problems, their own insecurities. You are not living in their mind. You're a flicker, a blink, gone. So why does it still feel like a life or death situation every time someone might disapprove of you? Because somewhere along the way, your nervous system was trained to treat approval like oxygen. Maybe as a kid, love felt conditional, only showing up when you performed well, stayed quiet, or made someone else comfortable. So your brain made a deal. Stay likable, stay safe. And that deal never got cancelled. It just got carried into adulthood, into your job, your relationships, your group chats, your every hesitation before speaking your mind. This is the real engine behind people-pleasing. It's not kindness. It's a survival strategy disguised as a personality. And the cruel twist? It never pays off completely. The moment one person approves of you, your brain doesn't relax. It just goes hunting for the next person to approve too. It's a debt that can never be paid off, because the lender keeps changing. Now let's bring in something the Stoics figured out 2,000 years ago, and it still hits like a punch today. They said almost everything that destroys your peace comes from caring deeply about things you cannot control. And nothing is more out of your control than what's happening inside someone else's head. You can be brilliant, kind, hard-working, and completely misread by someone in 5 seconds flat. That's not a verdict on you. That's just a stranger's brain doing what brains do, pattern matching fast and moving on. You weren't sentenced. You were glanced at. Here's the twist that changes everything once you actually absorb it. The people who seem to be judging you the hardest, they are usually the ones most terrified of being judged themselves. The coworker who mocks your idea is silently panicking about their own. The person who criticizes your choices is often staring at the wreckage of choices they never made. Judgment isn't a verdict on your life. It's a mirror, and most people are too scared to look into it directly, so they point it at you instead. So what happens once this actually sinks in? You stop pre-writing apologies for things you haven't even done yet. You stop replaying that one awkward sentence from a meeting 3 days ago. You stop shrinking in rooms where, statistically, almost nobody is even thinking about you. And here's the part nobody talks about. All that energy, the mental rehearsals, the overthinking, the fear of being seen wrong, that energy doesn't disappear when you stop wasting it on imaginary judges. It goes somewhere. Into your work, into your goals, into the version of you that you've been too scared to become because you were too busy managing an audience that was never even in the building. So here's the final thought, and let it actually land. Right now, while you're worried about what someone thinks of you, they're worried about what someone thinks of them. Everyone is the main character, terrified of being a background extra. The moment you stop auditioning for a crowd that was never watching, you finally walk on stage for the only person who's been sitting in that theater the entire time. You.